welcome. Welcome to round 3 of Czech Premodern Championship 2025. We are about to start another feature match for round 3. This time we are going to have Pavel Gric with Bern.
Yes. Do you think he's like implying he's attacking meta from an angle?
Okay, possibly. With
very classic. Nothing special. Very classic.
Plays 2 Price of Progress main deck. Falls for Seal of Fire. Yeah, it looks pretty.
2 Anarchy. I think this is very standard.
Yeah. And then against him we have Vojtěch Mráz, who's attacking the meta from a completely different angle, as you can see.
Absolutely.
And he's on Mono Blue Storm. Vojtěch Mráz, our friend from the Legacy.
Yes. He's an old friend of ours. He was, I think he made like a little breakthrough, over a decade ago, when he, more than that, when he played blue-red, like a control-ish, combo-ish deck with Helm of Awakening, Sensei top. So he could create with 2 tops, he could create infinite storm, and then kill you with either Brain Freeze or whatever.
Okay.
He played Grape Shot. Also, Grape Shot was good like mid-game when you could shoot some creatures.
Sure,
so he's coming back to his signature card, Helm of Awakening.
I didn't know that he played it because I always remember him from Legacy as the blue-white control guy.
Yes.
So maybe that's like
that's before.
Decade. Oh, that's before.
That's before
and
that.
after. No, like the blue-white control was after the.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. But okay, Vojtěch Mráz coming back to his roots, playing Storm in old formats. Here, I mean, to me, Storm is always there in Premodern, and it's like always like a little bit on the outside looking in, right? And then sometimes, like one of the last big tournaments we had here, we had the
unforgettable game from Philip Altman when his opponent played Goblin Lucky, sandbagged Tormund Script because he's not going to have it turn 1.
Of course, yeah.
Philip drew a card. Then there was like 8-second pause, which is the scariest, whatever what can like combo players produce, and then he just killed him with ill-gotten gains.
Was it the game where he had like hunting pack for?
Yes,
like
hunting
5,
pack for
right?
it was for more. It was
more.
It was for like 10 or something. The point was that had his opponent played Tormund Script, it would be super difficult for Philip to win. Right. But since his opponent was like, no, I just wait one more turn.
Be sneaky and all.
He just died. and especially a beautiful moment was when Philip cast the first ill-gotten gains, and his opponent knew, now I'll have to show him. I did have grip because you have to discard. So that was definitely one of the highlights of our last championship, or there was the European championship.
It was one of, might have been, right. But so here, Vojtěch Mráz, no ill-gotten gains, but just strictly mono blue. Merchant Scroll going for Intuition, Cunning Wish, maybe?
Yes.
Right?
So it's just for instant interrupt.
Instant, yeah.
So
you could go for meditation if you feel like it, or
meditate is sorcery, I think.
Oh, is it?
It's instant. I'm sorry. Of course, it's instant.
Turnabout. You can to make some more mana. Basically, the idea here is that you make your spells cheaper with Helm and Sapphire Metal.
I see it like you can. He even plays Petal, so you can cast that whatever Sapphire Medallion or Helm of Waking turn 1, and from turn 2 you can kind of go bunkers.
So is this like a turn 2 deck or turn 3 deck?
I think it's more like a turn 3 deck. I think normally you play the artifact turn 3. Also, when you have 3 lands in play, Frantic Search works better.
Yeah.
But definitely you can win turn 3.
If it's a consistent turn 3 win, then I think, or turn 3 deck, then I guess it's pretty good against Burn, right? Like Burn will get you, but okay. Yes. So we're on to the game. Vojtěch is on the play here, right? Which is huge.
Yeah, that's huge. We were just discussing it before. Also, Pavel had to mulligan to 6, and he's starting with Jackal Pup, absolute classic.
That's a good start,
and now we probably expect from Vojta having a Medallion or Helm Awaken. Considering he didn't play like a cantrip, I would think he has it. Oh, he doesn't.
He doesn't have that.
So he has Snap, which is cool against Ball Lightning.
He has Cloud of Fairies, which can block.
Why not? Why not?
It can block the pop and give you some time, but he doesn't have any business spells, right?
He has Snap. So if your opponent wants to kill it, you can snap it.
And you're just like wasting your combo pieces, right? Yes. Like I thought the idea was, okay, accumulated knowledge.
Isn't that he didn't attack?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't want to trade it for the Cloud of Fairies.
Okay.
I mean, that makes sense. You can shoot it with Lava Monster and just attack next turn, right? These are some very mismatched islands.
Yes,
I gotta say, like,
that's
Pavel Gric
Vojta's
plays
style.
like all the same basics, right? If I saw from the deck list. Vojta plays mismatched mono blue. Okay, we see Frantic Search Island off the top. So unless you need some extra mana, you're gonna take the business spell.
I think so.
Yeah.
But he already has one Frantic Search, and he also he can cast. There are only that many Frantic Searches you can cast.
Well,
so
then you're gonna run out of cards.
He got his 4th island, but good thing is that if he gets the artifact next turn, he can play artifact and Frantic Search.
But he doesn't have the artifact, right?
No.
Like this was his.
I would like to know how this deck works when you don't have it, but I think it's
Like if you still can go off.
I think you can, but
He
it's
doesn't really
probably
have
incredibly difficult.
Yeah. And you need cards. You need like Medaillon into Meditate, right? Or
like
Medaillon into Intuition.
Yeah, but it's also a lot of mana, and you don't have High Tide in this deck. So your High Tide is the artifact.
Yeah.
Now he's
And
shooting.
like turn 3, you're on 20, so that must feel good against burn. Like that feels like you got all the time that you needed. And now, okay, show me what you do, right? Like.
Yes.
Just you need some business spell here at this point. Is
Artifact.
this the business spell? Or meditate, right? Like, does the artifact do it actually? Because you have like, maybe you could start frantic searching, right?
Yes.
So mismatched.
I think now for Vojta would be good if your opponent has like, okay, so it's for 4.
But so Vojta was on 18 last turn, so now he goes to 14.
Yes,
right?
I think so.
Yeah,
I think we missed that.
Yeah, right. Okay, here we go.
But Pavel is on 18 because he used the fetch lands.
Yeah, sure. But
So
like
now
Pavel's
17.
life is irrelevant, right?
Yes.
As like he's Vojta
Even
is
if
not
he-
gonna attack with Cloud of Fairies.
Maybe if Pavel is on 1 life and he has Fairies, 1 in 1,000 games.
Okay, Vortex. That is a clock.
That's some kind of a code, but I think it's fine. I think Vojta has probably like...
I mean, this is turn 4, and so Pavel will likely
It's 5.
win
Turn 5.
next turn 5, right?
Turn 5 for Vojta.
So-
Vojta was like slowing it down.
Yeah.
Pavel didn't have amazing start. I think Vojta still has probably 1 more draw step.
I am not so sure because
Yeah,
then he's gonna die in his upkeep, no?
It
It's
could be.
like 12, 10, 6, maybe. Depends on whether there's a fire blast or
Yes,
not. I think.
yes, it's always
But
about.
like if you're Vojtek, it's
Oh, there is Helm of Awakening.
Is it enough? Like you can go with frantic search and then just like hope to draw one of the meditates and stuff, right? Like, I think you need to go for it this turn because the risk of waiting is just too big. Okay, storm count 1. Here we go.
Yeah.
Do you start with the frantic search?
Yeah, you have to.
You should, right?
There's no. Oh, snap!
Snap on Lava Monster. Wow.
Interesting.
Okay, you'd very much prefer to have another Cloud of Fairies there, but okay.
Yes. So now he has to frantic search.
Frantic
Frantic
search,
search has to
right.
deliver.
You're right. Yeah, you have to hit. If you miss here, then you might just fizzle and you untap the lands first.
Oh,
I see Merchant Scroll.
There is
So
Merchant Scroll for.
Are we good?
He will discard
Yeah.
probably Petal and 1 more.
I mean, Pedal depends on
Yes.
whether like he's gonna do the math now, and like I'm
Yes.
sure Vojta has done the math before with this deck, so he knows exactly what's gonna happen, how much of what he needs.
Yes, I think Vojta is a very experienced player. I know him for many years. And even when you don't always, like you know it yourself, you don't always have to do the math. You kind of know it. Or you have that feel for it. You know, that kind of
Like,
intuition. What is right, what is wrong.
I would say like you don't count all the scenarios because you already know that some of them don't lead to where you need to. So you just focus on like, is it the petal or is it the snap? Is it like, or is there even any difference? Honestly, yeah. And I'm really okay. I want to see this unfold. I want to see what happens next.
Yeah, so I think it will be that meditate eventually, but he has to
that's-
think
yeah.
carefully.
Is there something that Cunning Wish can get you at this point? Like maybe a turnabout?
Yes. That could be it.
4 lands is not bad. Okay. Deep in the tank. Very deep. So deep we can barely see him. And is there anything you do if you're Pavel at this point? You just help count the storm?
There's nothing you can do, but you want to untap now. Now interesting is that Vojta kept that petal. Vojta kept petal, and he discarded Brain Freeze. And he discarded Brain Freeze because I think one of the ways to win is double Brain Freeze.
Okay.
I think, but maybe Vojta hopes he can do better than that.
Yeah.
And now he's like, do you think 1 blue draw 4 cards? Is it good card?
Is it good enough though? Because like basically he just needs another like Cloud of Fairies, Frantic Search to keep stuff going, right?
Well, he also has
or
petal.
like another.
He has petal.
Okay,
he
so
can
another
meditate.
Yeah, sure, meditate. Yeah.
By the way, meditate is also probably quite expensive, isn't it? It's on reserved list, I think.
Well, could be. Ooh, meditate.
Draw 4.
Meditate.
I heard Ancestral Recall was like
Sulfuric Vortex hits your opponent twice and it doesn't hit you.
Oh, there is Cloud of Fairy, snap. But he doesn't have business.
He doesn't. He can
fizzled.
cycle one of those free spells. He can untap some of his lands.
Yes, you're right.
And like again, like if you bounce that Jackal Pup, no, that's not good enough, right? Like your opponent's gonna play twice.
Yes.
Like you could.
You
can like bounce your own Cloud of Fairies and then cycle them.
Yes. That's the only thing you can do, really.
Right. And then you still hope.
It's
a deck where you have to hope
here
so
Pavel
much.
could Fire Blast and kill.
Fire Blast the Cloud of Fairies. Would you do that if you? What's that?
I would probably do it.
Oh, he's cycling.
Because
so that just signals
intuition.
Oh my god. Okay. So you can intuition for like 3 Frantic Searches, but do you even have cards in your hand at that point?
Oh.
Like 2 Helms is insane, but you're very much on that kind of like hanging on that cliff where you're running out of mana, you're running out of cards.
Yes.
Petal, sure. Another spell cast this turn. Why would you intuition before? I mean, petal before the intuition. You give your opponent more information on. You're gonna search for 3 same cards, right?
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yes.
If you want to give that, if it's more like.
But I think he doesn't have like that many meditates. I don't know what will he get.
Is Frantic Search good enough? And then like you just hope to get like Frantic Search gives you a lot of mana, right? Like it gives you, it's like a ritual, Fatalist Looting and ritual, basically at that point. But the question is it good enough? This is like,
his knowledge.
So this is better than meditate. It's also draw 4 because there's already 1 accumulated knowledge in the graveyard. It costs 1, and he has another. He has already played a land, I believe, or no?
Yes. I wonder if he has any mana floating, but it doesn't look like that.
I don't think so. Yeah, he has to use the battle and draw 4. Like, this is a deck where you just hope so much. Like every spell you cast, you're just please, let me not fizzle there. So draw 4, not bad. Is it good enough? Okay, I like when I see what's happening. Oh, I see. Cloud
but he has a petal, so he can still, and he has Frantic Search.
And okay, so he hasn't played a
He's
land.
playing
That's
5th land. We said it's a turn 5.
Right. It's a lot of spells being cast this game. I don't know what the storm count is. Frantic Search. He keeps it going.
I think this is so cool.
I like it. Okay, what is that?
I talked to
Chain of Vapor and... Yeah, you talked to...
I talked to Vojta in between rounds, and he was like... I was not playing it so well, but the deck saved me. I just went for it, and it worked out. So we'll see if we can see this kind of antics here.
So he has 3 cards in his hand, but like not a lot of business again.
So what's in his hand? I didn't see it.
There is. Any idea what the storm count is at this point?
No,
like
I don't.
12? Maybe more like 10?
Oh,
Cunning Wish, okay. That is a business spell for sure, and that should help him get over the top, right?
Hopefully. He has Turnabout.
Yeah. But then again, like he needs to be doing two things. He needs to make sure he doesn't run out of mana, and he needs to make sure that he doesn't run out of cards that draw cards. So like this means he has like he doesn't have to worry about mana at this point, right? Like he has 5 mana and a lot of free spells in his hand. But now,
so now
how does he draw cards actually? Okay. That's a very... what's the last card? Another Cutting Wish! Oh my god! Okay, I think we're gonna get there. That was a pretty good accumulated knowledge, I would say. Is that should be lethal then?
Brain freeze, and but if he can like kill him in the... I think that this is... it's funny because when Vojta was bouncing the Grimlamamancer, I was thinking I would probably just like to bounce the Jackalpa because he needs to spend mana, right?
Yeah, right?
But now he could, in theory, kill him in upkeep, but he didn't. And Vojta won. It's quite incredible.
Sure. Yeah, right.
Pavel packs it in.
I mean, Vojta was on 12. He had a Fire Blast that gets him to 8, 2 Lavamancer activations. You go to 4. You would need another Fire Blast, but he only had 3 lands, right?
By the way, he just so we can go quickly through this.
Yeah.
I think I like Divert.
Sure.
That can.
To me, what it looks like, this is post board. It's going to be a lot about blasts.
Yeah, but he doesn't have any.
I mean, from the other side.
Yes, of course.
Because timely, the Red Elemental Blast, it's gonna. Wait, which one is it? Red is the one that counters blue, or I always forget the Pyroblast, right?
Yes, Pyroblast. Pyroblast and Red Elemental Blast. That's what his opponent is bringing.
So how are you beating these?
Vojta, well, with you can have you have Premodern Force of Will, aka Misdirection.
Okay, sure.
Misdirection works. Misdirection can also you can use a burn spell to kill his creature. So it's 2 for 2, but it buys you mana, it buys you time, and it doesn't cost any mana. And that's why I would like to bring Divert, because Divert is like 1 mana, the same thing.
So basically, what it means is like if you're Vojta post board, you're gonna try to not go for like the quick kills, but like you're gonna play a little bit more long game. Where you're like diverting and misdirection.
I'm not sure if it's a long game, but I mean he'll be on the draw.
A little longer, no?
He'll be on the draw.
Sure,
he will have that extra card he can use for that misdirection. And here I see
how many blasts?
4 blasts.
4 blasts, 2 and 2. Yeah.
And I think there will be 4 destroy artifact spells.
Oh yes, absolutely. Yeah. Like you have meta loans. This is post board. It feels to me like it gets better for the burn deck.
Yes, for sure. I think it will probably take out Ball Lightnings because they seem very clunky and like Curse Scroll
maybe
seems...
Vortexes actually.
Oh, Vortex, yes, probably Vortex. Vortex and Curse Scroll.
Yeah, these are too slow.
They just look very...
So that's 6 cards and you're bringing 4 blasts,
I think you know what you're siding out as well?
Price of Progress.
Price of Progress,
Yes. So that means that's 8 probably, right? So yeah, it looks like that's maybe what you can board out.
Yes, but definitely it seems, especially on the play, like I think if Vojta wins this second game, like a lot of things has to go his way.
Yeah. Right. His draw has to be busted, and the overloads are so good, right? Like Vojta really relies on those artifacts really heavily. Like as we talked about it, I don't even know if it's possible for him to win without the artifact, right? Like it must be super difficult. This looks like it's not an easy matchup to win. Yes. And I mean, I'm sure that...
So I'm happy Vojta won the game
exactly,
one.
Right.
And also in this style, which was like, oh, I'm dead. I just need to draw this one card.
Cliffhanger.
Yes.
It feels like that's what the deck does.
Because I think this match will end up 2-1 for either side. I think the second game will be... I think Pavel is big favorite in the second game.
I agree. And then third one, Vojta is going to be on play. But we'll see. Anything can happen. And Vojta is an experienced player. If anyone can pull it off, my money would be on him.
For sure. But last time when he brought his blue-white to our Legacy tournament, he played like old version, and now he had to face Bowmasters and Tameo, and he basically rage quitted in several games.
So he hasn't played for some time?
Yeah, he hasn't played for some time. Only every December when we had that David Gill memorial. So he does come to that memorial. which is probably the biggest legacy event in Czech Republic.
Okay.
It's
How
like
many people do you
50 people, maybe
Pretty
even.
solid.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah, but I've heard that Legacy is evolving really, like, not just Bowmasters, but like all kinds of cards.
It is evolving. It's evolving for sure.
Good old Premodern also evolves, but at a much slower pace and a much more manageable pace. If you're Vojta, you don't play for a couple of years, no big deal. You can bring your Mono Blue Storm.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no Bowmasters here. It's a Bowmaster free zone here. What's that altar on the Sapphire medallions? That looks like they have some history. You have a playset of Sapphire medallions with something written on them.
Yes.
Is that like a dwarven runes?
I don't know. I don't know. We can check it later.
We can ask Vojta if it's
We can ask Vojta later.
Maybe it was forged by the dwarves, you know, from... Help me out here.
Yes, but I have to say that Sapphire medallion for me that has such a elvish vibes.
Oh, okay.
That I don't see dwarf craft in it.
Maybe the dwarves stole it and then they just engraved their their runes on.
By the way, do you know what we need? We need
We need game 2 right now.
We need game 2, and Pavel went down to 5.
Yeah, Pavel needs more cards.
Yes, he definitely does.
Vojta, what does Vojta need?
Vojta, well, he needs to dodge some artifact removal, I think.
Yeah, and he needs his medallion. So
he does have it now.
There it is.
But I think Pavel will he will kill it.
Yeah.
Because for
Overload.
removal that he plays, that overload, I think.
It's not that much though. It's like using, like every 15 cards there's an overload in your deck.
Yes, but he has 8 1-mana instant interactions, and they are all very good.
And he's not playing anything. He's just like, he has land number 3, not even a ball lightning inside, just attacking for 2
But I think
there.
for Vojta it's better to play against Pyroblast than to play against that artifact removal.
Yeah, right. And he has another medallion in his hand.
Okay, he has another one.
He has, his hand looks loaded.
Yes.
So he's gonna play another
medallion.
I mean, we talked about the fact that
he has 3 more artifacts.
he has a Helm of Awakening.
Yes. By the way, Helm of Awakening, like a thing that people don't always get, is that it discounts your spells as well.
Yeah, both players, right.
So I remember losing many years ago to Vojta when I had Snapcaster Mage and Disenchant.
Yeah.
There was actually time when people played Disenchant.
Uh-huh.
And I could play for 1 blue Snapcaster, for 1/1 Disenchant. I didn't see it.
Oh my.
So I think that's a thing that, and since you don't ever really play against this card, I think it's super cool.
End of turn, 1
it
mana
resolves.
Cunning Mage. 1 mana Cunning
Wow.
Mage. We talked about Vojta facing a really uphill battle here in game 2. Your opponent goes down to 5. Doesn't really play a lot of spells.
Yes,
that's
magic.
Yeah.
That's
magic.
magic.
It happens.
Yeah, so probably Vojta is taking intuition, and he will go for accumulated knowledge. He will draw 3.
Sure.
And he can still hit the 4th accumulated knowledge and draw 4 at some point. But here, he probably keeps the other artifacts to discard, because
and you don't need more than 2, right?
No,
because
no.
you don't really play a lot of spells that would do that.
Maybe if you ever get like Stroke of Genius, then you can discount it, but there's no point.
So there's another. I mean, there's the intuition. We'll see what searches for. Man, intuition for 1 mana. One mana. That's just.
He's going for frantic search.
Yeah.
That actually makes sense,
Yeah,
because you have so like so many cards in your hand are so useless. I would probably still go for accumulated knowledge, but I think Vojta played this deck more times than I did. I played this deck exactly 0 times. So
if you're going off, then like this is both cards and mana, right? So there's accumulated knowledge draws you 1 more card, and also like you're keeping all the accumulated knowledges in your deck. Well, I'm not sure if that's better than. But I mean, to me, the question is, okay, like, do you try to go off now?
Well, he doesn't have to.
It looks like that's what he did.
He's saying that he keeps priority, and he's still tapping.
Right, to float the land.
But
to float the mana.
Yes.
I mean, if you don't go for it, and your opponent plays like Bolt End Step, then like Fire Blast plus something, you're dead. So maybe it's safe to go for it here.
Yes, but he is not even like He would. That's what he's exactly.
Yeah.
He's going to discard his artifacts.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even have to play anything anymore.
Yeah,
or he
Storm-
can play
Storm
some
counts too.
cantrip or whatever. So I think Vojta is. I'm not saying he's like winning or anything, but
No, he's in a good position.
well, he's in a good position for sure.
And like if he has misdirection, then maybe he has more time because like
Yes.
he knows he's not dying to
Fire
Fire
Blast.
Blast. Just yeah.
Fire Blast will just deal 4 damage to Pavel and also kill Jacob up.
And sacrifice. Basically, Fire Blast would be get rid of 3 out of 4 permanents on Pavel's grid side
Yes.
and the best card from your
And
hand.
minus card from hand.
What is happening there? It looks like Mindslaver.
Maybe Pavel is
So-
trying to tap islands. He's never done that
He
before.
wants to just like
He's like, how does it
give it a
feel?
try, yeah.
The power.
Has Wojciech ever tapped mountains and like aimed burn at
Maybe
the
he played
opponent?
one island in that deck, but not
Isn't
not
that a
even
burn
that.
play?
His deck, the one I was talking about, the Helm of Awakening,
Yeah.
he also had counterbalance. So that when we top, so he had 4 pop, 4
Oh,
Helm of Awakening,
sure.
4 counterbalance,
Makes sense.
and he had some, and he played Trinket Mage,
Yeah.
which gets discounted by Helm, but also it can search for top.
Yeah.
And
Any other spicy artifact that
and
it
then
can
he
search
has
for?
probably some other artifacts. I don't.
Chromox?
I think he played Engineered Explosives
Okay,
back in the day. So there were these little things. He also played 4 Snapcasters. He played Intuition. And he played Accumulated Knowledge. And when you had one Helm, like Accumulated Knowledge is like better.
You don't say, yeah.
Oh, that's
So
that's
we
nice.
are going for
Meditate.
yeah, right. Okay. So maybe this is
And how many cards does Pavel has?
okay, so meditate hardcast, that means you're going for it. Pavel looks like he has
He was so patient. It's incredible. I would probably go for that Intuition. Wouldn't you?
I suppose. I mean, here what you're doing is you're stopping a turn that already has a higher storm count. So like you go for the intuition, next turn the same thing's gonna happen.
Yes, you're kind of hoping
I
that
suppose.
Vojta will stumble and lose the momentum, and we'll have to pass the turn. But I see Cunning Wish, so for sure he can do something about it.
Do you think there's still a misdirection in the sideboard? There probably should be, right? Like you don't board in all of them because you want to keep some of them in the sideboard for
Yes.
cunning wishes. That
Possible.
must be super interesting how to sideboard.
Yes,
Like-
I think that's obviously the problem when you play Wish, that your sideboard is much weaker.
Yeah.
Because it gives you edge in game 1, but then in the other games it's a little bit odd. What you
Yeah.
bring in, what you keep,
Yeah.
what you keep in the sideboard.
Yeah. The trouble here is that if you cunning wish for misdirection, then you have one island untapped. You resolve meditate. Can you win from there with just one land untapped? So
Yes, you can always cast Frantic Search.
yeah, sure, but do you have them?
Well, he will draw 4.
Okay, he just lets that blast resolve, and he just taps out and say go.
Wow.
What's that third helm good for? He has another one in his hand, by the way. He drew all 4 helms.
Maybe that's like a safety against artifact removal.
Could be, yeah. That messes up your math, like he has a lot of cards in his hand, but okay. So are we going for second cunning wish? We are. Now that
Vojta is intimidating with his Storm 1.
you have factor. Oh, okay, that's what
that's
this discounted
Very cool. Very
by
cool
3
line.
artifacts. Now is Pavel patient? He still has like 3 cards in his hand, so there's another blast. Pavel says, I don't want your business spells to resolve. You can have all the artifacts you want, but like you're not drawing cards.
Very interesting.
Yeah, I like it. I like the way Pavel plays it. This is a 1-mana Incinerate, by the way. End of turn. And the game feels like it's slipping away from Wojciech. He is going to end up on 6, then the pup will take him down to 4. This is the power of blasts. Like you go...
And now he's like within a range of Fire Blast.
Yeah, or another turn of just attack and go. And like,
Yes.
he has to have gas and he has to have it now. He can try to... Okay, I like the way Pavel played this. Like he's just focusing on the cards that draw the most cards.
We don't know why did he mulligan. We didn't see obviously his 6, 5 and 7.
Yeah.
But
so that just draws a card.
That just draws a card. But if he mulliganed into some of the hate, I'm very happy about it.
Makes sense. And Pup deals so much damage when it's played on turn 1, right? Like that's your best turn 1 card by far against this deck. Okay, Frantic Search? No, just another Med Island. Oh my god. Okay, I think there's a Bolt. There's a Fire Blast. Woof!
Okay.
That took a really.
But I think it was yet again a very interesting game. Maybe Vojta wonders if he could have done something better.
Could he though?
Like
if Pavel had 2 blasts all the time with mana open, then I don't think that there's much that Vojta could have done.
For sure, interesting is that Vojta does not have any Hydroblast.
Yeah, right.
I would imagine at least having 1 or 2. Especially when you play against red, you can also search for it.
I suppose that like maybe he thinks Misdirection is better because it doesn't cost mana. So
yes, I mean that could be it. But also Vojta has like Hibernation, which is a card I haven't seen in like 25 years.
You can Cunning Wish for it.
You can Cunning Wish for it. He has Submerge.
Okay, that's just
it's
like
all against green. I'm
green.
just saying that he has a lot against green. He has double Submerge. Obviously, when Submerge is good, is kind of insane. It's like free removal. It doesn't cost any mana.
It costs 3 mana for the Cunning Wish. But like, okay, I get your point. Yeah. So maybe the thing is that I think with decks like this, you really cannot afford to have low density of spells that do stuff. You like if you board in too many reactive cards, then like how are you going off, right?
Yes.
So that would be my problem with that, and so maybe that's the reason. But now Vojtěch is going to be on the play, facing these scary Pyroblasts right there. He drew 6 out of his 8 artifacts.
But I'm happy. I think we definitely have 2 good players on
sure.
on camera, and I think it's I'm a little obviously I'm a bit hater of like Sly, but I think this is kind of very interesting. Actually, also very interactive matchup, and I think it's a matchup I imagine we could play for a couple of hours, as a play test.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot to it.
Yeah, agreed. To like see what the dynamics are. And I like how Pavel was patient this game. Like he knew it felt like he knew which spells to counter. He knew. So it looks like maybe Vojtěch, one of the players going down. Maybe Vojtěch going down to 6. So we have Vojtěch on 6, Pavel on 7.
I think he's going to keep this. Yeah. I see artifacts. I see lands. He's probably going to put Petal away. I don't know. Yeah,
Petal. I mean, it gives you speed, but if you don't have so many cards, maybe it's something. It's like a luxury that you can't.
He's putting Elm of Awakening, but maybe that's what he needs against Pavel's deck. Like
with
to have
all
it turn 1.
I'm not sure if you want to go for such a high speed though. I don't know if he's planning to like grind through the hate, or if he's planning to
Plop.
Yeah, the best turn 1 card. Okay, Island go.
Oh, he's not playing the artifact. Interesting.
He's patient. Pup comes in for 2. Such a good card.
Okay,
Seal of Fire.
Is it accumulated knowledge? Yeah.
It is. So that resolves. Do you play your lands matching or mismatched? Which kind?
I always play matched.
Yeah, me too.
Because of course, like you can mismatch, you can do obviously whatever you want, but I like not to think about basics because there's so many things you have to think about in this game.
Yeah.
And like controlling which basic he saw from like discard spell.
That's the biggest blow for me. Like you get the rest and then you draw a basic and then you're like.
And then you play the wrong basic then, and I think it's too much mental energy. For me.
What is the upside then? Like if you're a Vojta, is it just for the style, or is it like to tilt your opponents a little, or?
Yeah, I mean,
There's no benefit
But
in it.
but I think you can also you just like different pictures. I mean, you like different things. You know, some people like some films, and some people like some different paintings. So I think it could be that. Of course, there are so many beautiful islands, but I basically decided to play. I just have, I think, 4th edition French black bordered basics, and I have all my basics are the same. So I always chose one version of island, one version of plains, and that's the basics I play with.
I can respect that. Yeah. So basically, it's kind of like what Pavel is playing, right? These look like they are foreign black bordered.
Yeah, but they actually they are not better. Because it says tap.
Oh, so maybe it is okay. Maybe it is.
He has beta.
It's too small for me.
By the way, these foreign black border, they look like beta.
Yeah. Yes. They have a very nice feel to them. Yeah. Okay, what's going on here? So Vojtěch is on 12. Pavel Gric is on 18. That's irrelevant. But Pavel Gric has 5 lands. That's maybe a bit more relevant. Looks like he might be a little thin on lands.
On business.
On business, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Whereas Vojta has a full grip. You know, and he's not under a ton of pressure. But like with Burn, like first he needs to think about how is he winning through blasts, and he cannot afford to give Pavel too much time.
Yes, I'm surprised that Vojta never cast the artifact. I think he could have done it. Like
he heard he's casting it now.
On the previous turn, he could have done it and still resolved it, accumulated knowledge.
Sure, yeah, but like if. Maybe he wants to if there's an overload, maybe he wants to respond to it with all the instant spells that are discounted, right? Like possibly. You still get some value out of it even if your opponent kills it. So like if you think you can win, and there's going to be another artifact here, right? Yeah, double helm.
By the way, beautiful that it costs just 1 mana now.
Right. And in response,
he will have a frantic search for 1, which is probably that.
Sure. So
that was maybe Vojta's plan all along.
No, maybe. No, he's not. The other helm is on the stack. So I think Pavel is responding to the second helm with the overload, which is, by the way, very
point.
good.
Yes, that's very good play. But we knew both players know what they're doing.
So now Vojta can choose frantic with his 2 remaining mana.
But I think it doesn't matter.
You mean because Vojta has it?
No, because whatever happened. Okay, maybe he will do it now and have 3 untapped lands, and he can still respond somehow. But I don't think he has any reasonable response like that. Is going to die.
Sure. So now you still the situation is the same right now.
Yeah, the situation is the same. He could, in theory, play another one.
He has okay.
And another one.
He has that many helms.
I don't know.
How do you even put them on? Or if you think he's not wearing them? He just has them.
Like how you put those many helms if you're not a Hydra.
Okay. So Vojtěch is secretly a Hydra. So that explains why Pavel has not been playing much in the past turns. He has double overload, and just all the helms go away. So now we untap.
Vojta does it in his order. First untap.
Yeah. Draw, discard. This is because it's easier to forget about the untap part than the draw and discard.
See, that's funny. Had Pavel, if Pavel had instead of 2 Pyroblasts, 2 overloads last game, Vojta would have won.
Yeah, because he had 6 artifacts
here, I'm not sure if Vojta has a follow-up artifact. So that's interesting.
Yeah. Is he just gonna have to pass the turn here?
But considering his body language,
it
seems like he's a little bit tilted.
He gets to be like that sometimes.
Yes, he does. I think especially for new players, he's a little bit scary.
Yeah.
But don't take me wrong. Vojta is is a super nice guy.
He's very kind.
But he can get a little bit unhappy. Then he just quits. There are not many people that in the middle of the game just packs it up.
Scoop it up, the rage quit.
Yes, a little bit.
If you know that you can kind of poke him a little bit to bring that closer, no? But no, I wouldn't do that to him.
No.
I'm wondering how many cards
Vojta has always been this kind of builder. you know, like brewer, that he created really on his own this helm deck that was very good, and he made day 2 in GP. I don't remember which GP that was, in Strasbourg, I think. And so he always comes with his own thing. So he was playing like last time, I think, in the David Gill Memorial in Legacy, he was playing like Yorion blue-white with 4 Eternal Dragons, or not the
new ones, the
new one,
the ones
yes.
with what is it?
Embalm.
Embalm. That's the name.
Yeah. So he brews and.
Does he play any other formats than Legacy? And I mean,
I think he's a bit more in Premodern lately, but he's a member of a political party, so he's active, I think, in that field.
He's a politician. All right.
Yes. So,
I'm curious.
Fighting for justice.
I'm sure he is. Yeah. I'm also, in addition to that, I'm also wondering how many cards Pavel has in his hand, because that would kind of give us a little more information on how fast the clock is now for Vojtěch.
I would hope
that
Pavel is not killing Vojta next turn.
That he's okay. Because there's 4 damage on the board, plus potentially 2 from the Barbarian ring. That puts Vojta at 6.
Yes. So
and that is a pretty short clock. So if he's going to have to pass here, which it looks like he's...
Okay, he does have
Incinerate,
so it's 9. But there's 5 cards.
There's a misdirection here. Look what can happen here. Let's kill that pup.
Oh.
There we go. And no blast.
And suddenly I still have 12 life. Did you say something?
Yeah, right. Like was it actually better for Pavel to wait with that incinerate and just attack with the pup and then like try to burn Vojta? Because this was like a major setback where he suddenly doesn't have a clock.
On Pavel's defense, that's the first time he sees misdirection.
Sure,
And like we talked about it in the previous round, until you see Teferi's response, they don't have Teferi's response.
Yeah.
So here I think there's a third one.
Yeah, so draw 3.
That's powerful.
So okay, now suddenly 12, meaning 8 plus Barbarian ring if there's a spell. So that's still 6. But like suddenly it looks like it's
yes, but don't forget that Barbarian ring is online now, right? Because he can sacrifice the seal of cleansing and get a 7.
Right.
So
he can do it like end of turn. Oof, there is quite a lot of burn coming. No misdirection to kill the Lava Monster. That makes me sad.
He's
Barbarian ring. Go down to 7. That's virtually 3, and that is just scary because like. There's like so many cards that can kill Vojtěch right now.
Okay, Vojta hopes he can survive.
So it looks like Pavel passed the turn here. And
he's cycling?
Yeah, cycle the Cloud of Fairies. So that probably means that he's not dead yet because Pavel would...
No, I would... You just try to kill him in... Okay,
oh my god. So that's 2 lands...
2 islands.
2 mountains, 3 Sapphire Medallions, and no gas at all. That's the meditate he was pointing at. But this is what I wanted.
But he drew 3 from Acknowledge.
Yeah, he did. Nothing. And he missed... And then he missed on the cycling and he missed on the draw step.
Crazy.
So...
But I think we had a beautiful match.
I'm
very happy.
Yeah, me too.
I'm happy. On my way to the toilet I met Vojta and he told me he's 2-0 with this list, and I have to say I'm even happy he played against Burn because I think that's very interesting. Yeah,
it's surprisingly, I mean, it's interactive. It's not just like 2 solitaire mode decks, but you have misdirection, you have blasts, especially post board. It's like it's a game where you're like, okay, can I go off? Do I have enough protection for that to go off? Should I wait for a turn? Like you're always calculating how risky is it to pass another turn.
Interesting that Pavel brought that deal 1 damage, sack mountain, deal 1 damage, because he I think correctly identified that having either a Cursed Scroll or the 3 mana spells, he can never tap out because you tap out and you can die.
Oh, so you think Ball Lightning also left?
Yes, I think so.
Oh, okay. Possibly.
I think so.
I mean, 6 damage is a lot, but you're right that like you don't want to tap out.
But you probably want to keep your Pyroblast like all the time.
Right. And overloads actually. We saw. I really like the fact that
Vojta
will wait with the Medallions, and Pavel sees that, so he's like, I can't tap out because then I die. Yeah. So I have to respond to your spell with that.
Also, thank you for all the comments there are in all the chats. comments, be it in stream, YouTube, or the chat of the stream.
Yeah.
I thank you for all that. I hope this gives you again some food for the thought, because I think Vojta's deck is very interesting and very affordable as well. I think.
Is it? Yeah.
I don't know how much if medallions, but I think they had some reprints. And I think all the maybe meditate might be a little bit maybe expensive. But I mean,
yeah. Sorry, go on.
But I think it's a very affordable deck, and
it depends on how much overboard you go with the basics. If you go with like beta basics, okay, never mind. It is one of the more affordable decks in the format. I think also it's not for everybody, because it's Storm decks and combo decks in general, and Storm decks specifically. Not everybody likes doing that, like some people like to be more on the board, but yeah, I'm happy that it's part of the metagame. Yes. It's something unique, something special. Yes. I like it.
And then again, like one of the main spells in the format is something like Naturalize Disenchant. So that's an interaction. That interacts with it. Power Blast interacts with it. You don't need counter spells. Like sometimes it feels like combo deck you need specifically counter spells. But in Premodern you can interact with the decks in a different way, and that can work just as well.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Right, we have, again, this was a pretty long match. So far we've had 3 pretty long matches. We are going to take a break here.
Yes, we're going to take a break, and we will see you in about 10-15 minutes.
I think so. I think that's very realistic, and we're going to have a look at round number 4 soon.